At the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, Lee Calhoun, a graduate of North Carolina Central, takes the lead halfway into the 110-meter hurdles final. He wins the gold medal with a lunge at the finish. Lee Calhoun becomes the first African-American from a black college to win a gold medal. 4 years later, at the 1960 Rome Games, Lee Calhoun attempts to create another Olympic record. Again, he lunges desperately for the finish tape. Lee Calhoun wins by 1/100th of a second. Even more, he becomes the first to win 2 gold medals in the 110-meter hurdles.
The Lee Calhoun Memorial Invitational is a way for some of the nation's top collegiate student athletes to showcase their talent and also honor one of the greatest track and field athletes of all time. Calhoun was a track and field coach at Western Illinois from 1980 until his untimely passing in 1989. An internationally known track and field figure, Calhoun was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in the high hurdles and the first man to win successive titles in the event. He won his first gold medal at the 1956 Melbourne Games and his second 4 years later at the 1960 Games in Rome. Calhoun was inducted into the inaugural class of the United States Track and Field Hall of Fame in 1974. He was a 7-time national champion, 5-time world record holder, and a member of the National Track and Field, Olympic, and the Western Illinois University Athletics Halls of Fame. A life-size bronze sculpture honoring Calhoun was dedicated March 27, 1993, during the 4th running of the Invitational. The sculpture, entitled Excellence on Winged Feet, was created by Colorado artist Lee Hansen and is a permanent fixture at Hansen Field. A dedication ceremony was held for the Lee Calhoun Memorial Plaza in April 2010, during the 21st running of the Invitational. Gwen Calhoun, the wife of the late Lee Calhoun, was in attendance at the ceremony. In October 2011, the Western Illinois Athletics Department and Track and Field program announced the Lee Calhoun Memorial Plaza project, starting with an engraved plaque on the Lee Calhoun statue out at the Hansen Field track. Made by Lackey Monument in Macomb, the plaque was installed in late September.
The meet to me means a continuation of track and field, quality track and field at Western Illinois University. And also continue to honor Coach Calhoun and the tradition of track at Western and coaches from Coach Stevenson, Coach Miller, Sackett, Abbott, Beck. You know, it's a proud tradition at Western, and so this event gives us the opportunity that we should seize, and we have, to continue a good tradition of track and field at Western Illinois University. I think the meet has as it's developed, has continued to have success, and I'm really excited about the changes for this year. It was a continuation of the Western Invite. And upon Coach Calhoun's death, there's a transfer over to the Calhoun Memorial, and it's really has really started taking off due to 2 coaches, Coach Stevenson and Coach Miller, and support from the athletic department. But it also has brought in another element, and that's the memory of Coach Calhoun. Obviously a 2-time Olympic champion, and the friendships and the camaraderie that it's evident that Coach Calhoun had back in '56 and '60 with other athletes, because they continue to come back to support the meet every year. Hayes Jones, of course, Gwen Calhoun and Brenda come back. You know, they lived in Macomb, but Hayes Jones had never been to Macomb. Paul Jones comes back from Michigan. Dave Odegaard, who comes from Kansas City every year. Deacon Jones, who's passed away, was a tremendous friend of Coach Calhoun's. These people bonded decades ago, and they continually come back to honor the coach. So I think it adds a lot to the meet. Again, it keeps the energy of track and field at Western going, but it also shows our athletes something beyond athletics, what it means to be on a team and to form friendships and camaraderie. I mean, I think it really is a broad experience, well beyond track and field. It's fun to do, and you know, I've been honored to be involved in track and field here as an official since 1975, and the last 20-some years with Calhoun Memorial has just, you know, just been you know, really a lot of fun, and happy to do it.
Well, Lee Calhoun obviously was a great hurdler, maybe the best there's ever been. And he was a great coach, and he was a good friend, and he did a nice job here. He was a good recruiter, and I just admired him a lot. In the beginning, it was only a one-day track meet, and I remember that Gwen was really in favor of making it a larger meet and making it a two-day meet. We decided this was a good thing. We'll name it after Lee, and we'll bring in former Olympians, and I think it means something to our team to see them, and I always enjoy seeing Gwen, and I always enjoy seeing Brenda. And we have people that like the caliber of our meet, like the Iowa sending people over, Illinois State sending people over. We have the caliber of our meet is what they want for the kids that they send here, and we have a good program, and have for a long time. That's kind of how the longevity happens, and then people want to honor Lee, and it's kind of like your high school reunion or something. You know, it's nice to see them all again. You know, and so I think that's a lot of it too. It's enjoyable for them.
The Lee Calhoun Invitational Track and Field Meet really represents the legacy, not just of what Coach Calhoun did here at Western Illinois University, but all the former coaches and student athletes, and what they contributed to the track and field program here. And the Lee Calhoun Invitational every year really represents the commitment and the excellence that they gave our track and field program.
At the 2013 Lee Calhoun Invitational, attended by Paul Jones, Hayes Jones, and Dave Odegaard, the Western Illinois men finished 3rd out of 20 teams, and the Western Illinois women finished 5th out of 15 teams. This year's 25th annual Lee Calhoun Invitational will be attended by Hayes Jones, Ralph Boston, Paul Jones, Dave Odegaard, and Roger Kingdom. Calhoun and Kingdom are the only two Olympians to win 2 gold medals in the 110-meter hurdles at the Olympics. Competition for this year's Invitational will begin on Thursday, April 10th with a decathlon and heptathlon at 1 p.m. The event continues on Friday, April 11th with the decathlon and the heptathlon beginning at 9:45 before field events and track events begin at approximately 1 p.m. Following the banquet on Friday night, the event concludes on Saturday, April 12th with the Lee Calhoun Memorial Plaza ceremony at 10:15 a.m. before field events begin at 11 a.m. as well as track events. The Invitational will conclude at 4 p.m. on Saturday. A Tribute to My Father, Lee Quincy Calhoun, written by Brenda Calhoun Cash, April 10, 2009. Tonight, we will begin this tale, not at Grambling or at Yale, but in a place called Macomb, where Lee Calhoun found his final home. To Western Illinois University he came. He made his mark, found coaching fame. For in this place he spread his wings and groomed young men into fine, strong kings. A humble man who was quiet and reserved, a real sports hero who never got the recognition he deserved. But boy, did he live a full and complete life, even though his last months were full of strife. His spirit still thrives here at WIU, where year after year with great fortitude, the people of Macomb host a fantastic meet to honor their fallen comrade whose sculpture was named Excellence on Winged Feet.